Welcome to Nick Tries the... No, that's the other show. Welcome to Walking Movies with myself, Nick. And you join me as I walk to the cinema on an autumnal late September day. I think it's the 29th of September today. So I've not been around. I have been away. I've literally been away. I went to Orlando for Halloween Horror Nights, and there'll be a video about that shortly once I get to recording it. But I've not been able to see some films, so I am now rectifying that. There's like 4 or 5 films I want to go and see, and I'm going to try my best to catch up with those this week. And the first one of those is the one that I think is causing the most kind of controversy at the moment, which is Francis Ford Coppola's long-awaited, long overdue, however you see it, Megalopolis, which he's been literally trying to make for decades. He's been talking about this project for years and years. He was not able to get a studio to fund the project. My understanding is he sold some of his wineries, his vineyards that he owned, in order to raise the capital to get the film independently funded and made. And it stars Adam Driver and a whole host of other kind of famous actors. I saw a trailer for it a month ago and was intrigued by the premise, if nothing else. And I've not seen any reviews. However, it debuted at a film festival. I want to say Cannes, but it might have been, or Cannes, but I think it might have been another one. But it debuted, didn't have a great reception. The reviews that have come out of it since have used the word mess, from what I can see. Again, I've not actually gone into detail, read the reviews, just seen kind of keywords and other discourse on social media. And mess seems to be the most commonly used phrase to describe it. But you know, it's sci-fi, that happens quite a bit. So I'm going to go into this and just try and be independent, because I've not seen the reviews. I don't know what the problems people have with the film are, so I've got nothing to really judge it on, just that it's not been well received. And the thing is, there's plenty of films that haven't been well received that I've enjoyed. So, you know, I am going in with an open mind, and I'm hoping for the best, and hoping that I don't think it's a mess, or even if I do, maybe it's an interesting mess, maybe it's not a bad mess, you know. So yeah, that's what I've got to say about Megalopolis before I go and see the film. But I do have to go and see the film. It's very hard for me to comment about a film unless I've seen it, so I'm doing that now, and I'll let you know my thoughts after this. So I'm back from seeing Megalopolis. I couldn't record on the way home because it was dark and rainy. I was trying to get back as quickly as I could, but to sum up Megalopolis, I will use the audience that I saw the film with. 11 people were in my screening of Megalopolis when the film started. 5 remained at the end. It was bad. Like, truly and utterly awful. It was like if The Room was made with $100 million, the outcome would have been quite similar, even if the stories are completely different. The cast were truly awful, and you had people in there like Adam Driver, Nathalie Emmanuel, Lawrence Fishburne, poor Dustin Hoffman, Shia LaBeouf with one of the worst performances I've seen in a mainstream film in as long as I can remember, to name just a few. It made no sense. The dialogue was truly awful. The story was all over the place. Francis Ford Coppola wanted to make this film, and he wanted to make it his own way. And what he ended up doing was, you know, getting the money together himself and making the film that he wanted to make with no studio interference, no one standing over him telling him what to do. And the result is Megalopolis. It's truly exceptional at how bad it actually is. As I said, I've not read any reviews, which I'm going to be delightfully doing in a minute because I'm looking forward to it. But I did hear people describe it as a mess. But I think a mess is almost too kind a word for what this film is. It is truly, truly terrible. And at the same time, I feel that people should go and see this film. Or actually, not go and see this film, but see this film at some point. It is absolutely not worth wasting your money for a cinema ticket at all. But I think it's going to be a film that for years and years to come, it will be held up as an example of what not to do. I'm just baffled that that's what we got. It is, without question, the worst film I've sat and watched in a cinema. And don't get me wrong, when the first 4 people left, I was, tempted myself to follow them out the door. And I thought, no, I need to... That was about 90 minutes into the film. It's 2 hours and 18 minutes. I mean, bloated beyond belief. And, at that point, I thought I've committed too much. The first 20 minutes alone are incredible. I mean, my wife is not going to watch this film, but I'm going to almost insist that when it comes onto streaming, she watches at least the first 20 minutes just to... That kind of gives you everything you need to know about this film and where the performances are going to go more than anything else. I mean, again, the talent that he got to be in this film is quite incredible. And the fact that this is the result of that, of $120 million, and we got a film that is on par with the film that Mr. Burns paid to get made to enter that film festival in an episode of The Simpsons with Jay Sherman. You know the one, the critic guy. It's incredible. I'm so glad I chose this to see first. Of the films that I want to see, I know the other films have had pretty good reviews already. So, I mean, obviously I don't know my feelings on them, but I know what other people's feelings are towards it, and they generally seem to be quite positive from what I've seen. So I'm glad I saw this first, because this is just something truly special, but just for all the wrong reasons. I'm going to be really, really generous and give this film a 2 out of 10, or a 2 out of 5, rather. I forgot I do 5-star reviews. It's a 2 out of 5. And that's being generous. And that's purely based on the fact that I will be thinking about this film for a long time to come. In fact, scratch it, 1 out of 5. It's a 1 out of 5 film. The thought still remains. I will be thinking about this film and all the things wrong with it for a long time to come. There are some images that will stay with me and haunt me. And I don't mean like in the gory kind of sense, but just ones that are burned into my brain because of watching this film, and they are truly terrible. Yeah. Do not go and see Megalopolis at the cinema. Do not pay money to go and see this film. Do not pay good money to see this film. Catch it on streaming, and please do. Because, as I said, it's exceptional, but for the wrong reasons. Let's hope with the next films that I get to see at the cinema, I won't feel the same way. But as always, thank you for watching, and until next time, remember that Flynn lives.